Yeah, just super excited to be back, just walking back in this gym and just reliving some of my greatest memories on the basketball court back in Sydney. And you know what, I'm really excited to create some more memories and see how this team can go, but I'm just grateful to be back here. Oh, and more. I mean, I feel like I was only gone for a season and these guys did a great effort to make me feel like back at home again. But like I said, this is my basketball home. I've been here for 4 years and created some of my greatest basketball memories here. And I can't wait to create some more and just to be back at Kudos Bank and get that thrill of it again.
When
What are you smiling? No, I thought you two were laughing.
I mean, to be honest with you, I already had that talk with CP. I was always going to come back here. Like I said, this is my home, but I was obviously going to take it one step at a time, but I knew that in the long run, I'll be back here eventually. Oh, for sure. I'm really excited about that. Just getting my first taste of the Boomers last off-season, that's the biggest honor to be able to put your country on your shirt, and I'm really excited about that opportunity. It's going to be a tough team to make, but I'm excited for the challenge.
How much does that, taste with the Olympics last time motivate you going into this year?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Just getting around those kind of guys, being around the Paddies, the Joes, like the people you look up to at a young age, to be around them kind of gives you that hunger, that motivation. I'm excited for it again.
And you talk about, being around a pretty good list here. What does it say about the club that they, have someone who's part of the Boomer squad and I guess that chase for another championship? Yeah,
I think Sydney is, the benchmark of this league, and it has been for the last couple of years. And we're a big budget franchise, I guess you could say. And I'm excited about the talent we have here. We've got a bunch of young guys coming through, a bunch of experienced guys, guys that are really going to get after it. That's the one thing I really think about this team is a bunch of hungry guys that are going to get after it on both ends of the court and play at fast pace and have a really entertaining performance for the fans.
No, I'm really excited. Was excited to get back in the NBL. That was a priority after the World Cup, and to have the opportunity to come back to Sydney is beyond my dreams. I was watching the competition and hoping for an opportunity, but the opportunity to be in Sydney made it, amazing. So I'm really pleased to be back. Really excited about being around an organization that's about winning championships, and that's exciting.
You talked about, wanting the opportunity. Can you talk a bit about the timeline? You never guaranteed an opportunity to come back. How did you, put a feeler out for it?
No, I watched the competition, and as the competition went on, I knew that there was going to be some opportunity at the end. At the stage of my career, after being overseas for a long time and coming back to Australia, I wanted to finish my basketball here, but I wanted to make sure it was the right place. And what transpired with Sydney was, they were going to make a change, and the team didn't have the season that they wanted, and they needed a fresh start. And those pieces fell in place for me. So, it just, you never know. But where my situation was and where the team was fit perfectly. So I was, really excited that it was Sydney and that I'm here.
And talking about, that season that was, and it wasn't what the club wanted, now with Xavier and you coming back, there's been a lot of noise about, this could be the start of another dynasty for the club. Is that how you feel, or maybe you're just looking at one season at a time?
Well, when I came, I wanted to come back to an organization that had I want to win, that have an opportunity to win. And I know coming to this organization, with me being here or not, I know the organization is about winning. And when I got the job, it was nice to come in and everybody first thing together, we were all on the same page. Let's bring Xavier Cooks back. And, the championships, a lot of times when you win something and somebody goes on, the club's been all about, everybody being the best they can be. And the opportunity for him to go in the NBA, everybody was excited about that. But when he went, you're thinking this many points, this many rebounds, we're going to try to cover it this way. But there was so much more when you come back into the organization and interview everybody that was missing without Xavier here. So, the locker room, the competitive spirit that the teams have, that culture, that camaraderie. And he talked about it a lot with the Boomers and Patty Mills and Joe. Well, he provided that with this team along with his playing ability. So, Chris and I hopped on a plane and flew him and made that priority number one. And when he's as excited as being here, I mean, the whole thought process of this thing moving forward was built around bringing him back to the team, bringing Xavier back. And once we sign Xavier, the rest of those pieces fall in place really easily, because you say this guy is going to come back to our team, and everybody that you recruit wants to win and wants to get better, and having Xavier here is that corner piece made everything a lot easier in our recruiting process. And as Xavier said, it's going to be a really competitive group. We got 17 guys, 12 guys fighting, 17 guys fighting for those 12 spots. So I know everybody's working. I think we're going to have a really competitive camp, and I think we're going to have 12 very good players come out of it.
In the past, I like that you haven't been shy about your gold medal aspirations for the Olympics. What is it about the squad that you have that makes you quite bullish about not just getting a medal, but getting that potentially a gold medal?
Well, we've got, it comes down, the winnings and the picking, it comes down to the players. And we've got a very good talent pool at our disposal. Some of these guys, a group of them have medaled, and they want that next step. So again, it's going to be competitive. The gold vibe, I love that terminology because it's really gold vibe that they talk about, and gold vibe is doing everything at a gold medal level, which is mainly about process. And I feel like this team, you do the right thing and the process is right, you have every chance to medal or gold medal. So the guys have a belief, and they've been at the top of the mountain or close to the top of the mountain before, and are driven to do it again.
So that 12-man squad, who are you looking to step up for Paris? Zay must be one of them.
I mean, it's the thing about it is it's not a superstar. It's we know we have to do it collectively as a team. So it's just really about, when getting there, putting combinations together and which guys mesh in this, and figuring out the exact style we want to play. And I think we've come a long way from the World Cup, because there was a lot of change. 3 new starters, 7 new players. So we have a better idea of how we're going to play, the style we want to play, and putting them all together now with some preparation and see who plays well with each other. So my point in all this, it might not be the best player, that it might be the guy that fits with these 4 guys as opposed to the best player. So that's the one that keeps you sleepless a little bit at night and is challenging. But I'm excited about the group.
I think it's going to be still the same Xavier Cooks. Obviously, I've progressed, I've got older, and I've worked on my skills and to fine-tune to things, but it's going to be the same Xavier Cooks, the same high pace, high energy, bringing that chest bump and all that kind of fun stuff I like to bring to the team. But at the core of it, it's still the same Xavier Cooks.
And I guess coming back to Sydney, 3 years alongside Goorjian and a bunch of these other guys, was long-term deal sort of like on the high, was that a high priority for you?
Yeah, I think so. I have my daughter here in Sydney. That was a big thing, just to be around her. She starts school and all that kind of stuff. And it's always good to have that comfortability of knowing you can stick around and really work on connections, work on that connections. And yeah, but I'm really excited.
Cool. Gorge, what excites you about having Xavier here for 3 years?
Well, you can build something, and just as a program, having your leader like that on a permanent basis for a long period of time gives you really, in every aspect of it, off the floor, how we play offensively, we're going to play through him. So change won't be a part of it. We'll establish something and grow on it. And we put a group of guys around that we want here for a period of time. So to have your main guy and know that your main guy is going to be here makes things a lot easier, and was important in the decision, in the offer, that we definitely were pushing for a long-term commitment.
I guess not only like the tangible parts of like a 3-year deal, like he's here for 3 years, which is cool, but I guess, long term is what is building the culture of the Sydney Kings, right? Maintaining and establishing that this is the best.
Everyone talks about culture, but I just think that Xavier in his process, I know he's only been away a year, but there was a lot established and there's a lot of good here now that he's coming back to. He's put that in place. There was some slippage, but there's 2 championships in 3 years. You're walking in, and I know I've walked in fresh. There's a lot of championship feel about this organization and everything they do. So, again, that was a big part of my decision. Is you can win here, and bringing Xavier back again gives us a great opportunity to do that.
Xavier, do you have a message for Kings fans?
I'm happy to be back here. I've had, like I said, some of my greatest memories here. I can't wait to see you guys once again, and to pack the queue and get that energy going in there, and hopefully get some more championships around here.
This is going to be a silly question, but I do have to ask. Are you guys keeping an eye on the NBA at the moment?
That is a silly question, I'm not gonna lie to you. Of course I have. I mean, I don't really watch the regular season too much, but come playoff times, it's really exciting. The competitive fire picks up, the defense picks up, most importantly, and just following Greeny, following Dante right now in the finals, it's been really exciting.
How have you rated this season?
Pardon me?
How have you rated Dante and Josh's season?
I mean, unbelievable. They both take a huge step forward. Dante coming back to the league and proving that he belongs there. I mean, he really worked on his 3-point shooting. And then Greeny taking that next step forward. His defense is, in my opinion, one of the best in the league. He's so consistent in those corner threes, and he just brings the energy, which is a huge part of basketball and something the NBA really needs.
What do you think that does for Australian sport here?
This one's your one.
No, I think it's been everybody needs someone to look up to, and I think the growth of basketball, there's been a lot of aspects to it, but one of the major ones is these kids now everybody follows the NBA, everybody does, and to see Australians playing in it is something that they can aspire to be, and seeing it and having somebody that's grown up here or from here makes that dream a lot more real. So I just think, and it's happened over a period of time. When I started in this, we had no NBA players in it. When we were in Athens and we were playing at the Olympics, we didn't have an NBA player. There's a lot more, not only does it help with success because they're better players, but also there's been much more energy around our team and attention to our team because we have NBA players. So, and then having the whole world watching the Grand Final Series, and like Xavier said, having 2 players involved in that, they're important parts of the team, is huge.